Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm sure a lot of you carry a pocket knife. I've carried one for probably 30 years or so. Mine mainly gets used for opening packages and breaking down cardboard. Occasionally it'll get used for, cutting zip ties or maybe cutting food or something like that, but I do have, dedicated tools for that purpose. But if you get a knife from one of the big name companies like Benchmade, Spyderco, Zero Tolerance, those knives can be several $100s. And so what I have to share with you today is an extremely budget-friendly knife coming from Kexmo. This knife right now on Amazon is coming in at $10. And they have it in a couple of different colors for that $10. But I figure we'll do a quick unboxing. I'll go over all the details of the knife. We'll kind of put it to use and see if it's even worth the $10 that they're charging for it. So to start off with, I'll let you guys know that I could not even find like a model name on this knife. It's just called the Kexmo Pocket Folding Knife. So here's what it comes with. It looks like we do have some type of little manual here, and yeah, if you can see there, it just says pocket folding knife. Alright, let's take a look at the knife itself here. Gonna give you guys some close-ups of it. Alright, so it looks like we have a flipper opening or dual thumb studs. This up here is it's aluminum on the top half of the handle, and then I believe this is some type of wood on the lower half. It does have a glass breaker on the bottom, and it looks like it's threaded in there, so I think you could remove that if you didn't want it on there. We got like a stainless pocket clip. It is not deep carry. It looks like you're gonna have, that much sticking up out of your pocket. The Kexmo has a closed length of 4.64 inches. It has a blade length of 3.46 inches and then an overall length of 8.46 with a weight of 6.6 ounces, which is 188 grams. And just for a quick comparison, the mini Griptilian that I carry every day, 2.8 ounces. So we'll get into the action next. I did want to show you guys that the centering is pretty well perfect on it. Let's start with the flipper tab first. There is not any type of jimping up here, but your finger does land on it pretty well, and that's actually very smooth. A little stiff on the closing, very stiff actually, but for sure one-handed opening, no problem at all. The detent right there is super firm. Like, it almost takes two hands to get that closed. You could probably do it with one, but just kind of be careful with that. It might break in here as I'm using it for a bit. Let's try these thumb studs. Yeah, really nice deployment on that. But right here it kind of hits this wall, and it does not want to close through this whole point here. You can see how that just will go back out. So it's almost like assisted opening through that part. Once you hit right there, it kind of is no longer in that, and it'll close for you. And the detent's pretty good down there. I would almost consider this an assisted opening knife because it sure doesn't take much to get that to flip open there. Like, I'll move my hand kind of out of the way here and show you guys. So this does have a liner lock. You can kind of see how much take up that is there, right about half or so. Those liners are not skeletonized at all. Like I said, the thing weighs over 6 ounces. This does have a drop point blade, and they're using 3 CR13 steel. It's not the greatest steel in the world, but again, this is $10, and it's really good steel for $10. You can usually get an edge pretty easy. It holds an edge decently. The corrosion properties on it are pretty decent. Just overall, it's decent, especially for the price. Kind of have this design kind of made into the front part of the handle here. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be some jimping or not, because wherever my thumb hits or where I'd usually put it, I'm kind of past that. So usually there is some jimping up here right on the edge of the blade, and that's kind of where I would use my thumb at, so it might just be more decorative than anything. Let's check out the sharpness right out of the box, see what it's like. It was actually very, very sharp. That slices really well. It's a really clean cut on that. Very nice. Check out some rope next. Just kind of see how much pressure I have to put to go through that, like almost none. That's actually very, very sharp. I did not expect it to be that sharp. Try some corrugated cardboard next. See how it goes down through it. Again, no trouble at all and very clean cuts. I'm very surprised by this. I've honestly had $150 knives that didn't cut through so easily and clean. Check out a plastic zip tie next. Again, I'll kind of see how hard I have to pull. Again, right through it, no troubles at all. Let's check on like carving or shaving some wood. Really no trouble at all. I'll show you the chunks here. They're kind of flying everywhere, but I'll grab them here in a second. As you can see, it's shaving it just real easily. I'm going to continue to shave this and kind of use all different parts of the blade here, and then we'll kind of see how the sharpness still is. The spine of the blade is actually really thick up here. So again, if you need to like whittle or carve something, it's a really good spot to put your other thumb here, just to kind of slowly get in here. All right, I'm going to go back to the paper after I've kind of done all that other stuff and see how the edge still is on this. Still really clean. So hopefully seeing it cut through some of those normal things was beneficial for you guys. Guess another thing we should check is the blade lockup. So there is a little bit of kind of side to side play here. I can't get it to move like up and down. That liner does a good job there, but there is, yeah, just a little bit of side-to-side blade play. For those of you wondering, this is what it's going to look like in a pocket. Again, you are going to have that much sticking up. I would prefer a deep carry pocket clip myself, and it is tipped down, so your flipper's up here. Yeah, I told you I thought that glass breaker was threaded, so if for some reason you don't want it on there, you can remove it. So at the end of the day, do I think this is worth $10? And the answer to that is yes, absolutely. It's made pretty well. It's reasonably sharp. It seems like it could stand up to some abuse. I personally think it's a little bit too large for me. It's just my preference for pocket carry. And I prefer that deep pocket clip, but again, those are just my preferences. And it does appear that they make a smaller version of the same knife with a much shorter blade, much shorter overall length, half the weight basically. So I may reach out to them and see if they'll send me the small one to compare it. With this knife being so cheap, I think it's something that you could easily put like in the glove compartment of your car, or maybe like in a tool bag, or maybe a tackle box, or if you have like a camping tote or something along those lines. I think this is a great like extra knife to have. One thing I would caution you guys on is to know what the knife laws are in your area. Every state can have different laws, and even every like town or municipality in every state can have their own laws separate from the state. It's really weird with knives. And know what they are for spring assisted knives. Like I've had this Gerber here for, I don't even know, 15 or 20 years, and I don't carry it because of the spring assisted action on it. They basically classify this as a switchblade or an automatic knife, even though it's not, because you still have to start it. But I basically just use this around the house for stuff. And in my opinion, this is very similar. Like you don't have to put much effort on that flipper there to get that to deploy, or the thumb stud. So just know your laws. But alright guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.